What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Icing the Puck. So great to be back with you on this amazing Sunday. Well, episode drops Monday, but this amazing Sunday. We hope you've all been doing good. We've been hanging in here. We've been pretty busy, but we've been chilling. It's been another week in the NHL. Jordan, how are you doing?
Good. I have been very good this week. Been watching hockey and football and just hanging out. Lots of work, but
Yeah.
that's normal. We're working guys.
Yeah, once again, we're just normal guys vibing. It's a vibes show. We work just like everybody else. We're not the famous podcast yet. Maybe one day we'll make some dough off of this.
Yeah, we work to and record the podcast on the side for now. I'm
For
just kidding.
now.
I'm just
For
kidding.
now.
We'll
Soon
see.
maybe we'll be like I don't know, maybe we have to start watching certain TV shows to be like another podcast,
God.
but we'll leave it at that. We won't call anybody out here, but if you listen to the show, maybe you'll we'll move on. We'll move on. But yeah, man, here we are. We have some feature stories to talk to y'all about today, and then we're going to get into these standings. Maybe just tune in for a shorter episode, but it seems like every time we say that, it gets a little out of hand.
Yeah, we get off track, and then it's like 20 minutes later, we're like, oh yeah, maybe we should wrap this
20
episode
minutes
up.
later, we're ranting about the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh yeah, and stuff. Oh, yeah, you see my hung up my puck display back there?
Oh, check this out. Look, I got to
Yeah,
move the computer a little bit, but I got mine to the side of
nice.
me over here. So, yeah, we recently got the puck cases. We like to a little bit of collectors over here,
Yeah.
memorabilia collectors.
Yeah, I just need more of them to finish filling it out, but
Hopefully, I
in due
get one here
time.
on Tuesday. Did I tell you I didn't buy one the other week? There were no game pucks. I didn't know if it's getting to the point with the Texas Stars. I don't know if I already have the team puck yet.
Mm,
So I need to
yeah,
take a picture of mine to make sure. Because
yeah,
we try to buy one every game. But
yeah.
anyways, we got some stuff to talk about. Let's dive into our main story here about the Olympics. The Olympic arena in Milan is having a little bit of trouble, y'all. A little bit of trouble. The ice, they've done two test skates.
Yeah,
I believe one of them was a full exhibition game between some youth teams.
yeah. It was. Yeah, I think it was like two like local teams or something like that played or something like that. Yeah. I mean, the first one they started and they had to stop it because there was like a big like hole in the ice basically. Yeah, it's like
They're ice fishing over there.
yeah, it, like wasn't level and then just has a big drop like dip in the ice. It's like they're coming out there with the little like buckets like for like watering your plants or whatever.
Yeah, the
And they're like,
spout.
yeah, like
Yeah.
putting it on the ice. Like that's a crazy amount of water to have to put on the ice to fix a hole like that. It's supposed to be a big hole.
But apparently the second skate went pretty well. Everything worked out how it should have. Now I believe the rink is probably a little easier to work on because it is shorter. We've talked about that. It's 3 feet shorter on each end compared to the NHL ice.
Well, end to end, like if you put it that way, it's shorter.
Yeah.
Like yeah, but like
Yeah.
they didn't take the extra length out of the either end. They shrunk the neutral zone.
Wow.
Yeah. For mostly, I think most of the length came out of the neutral zones. Like if you look at the pictures of it, the neutral zone is pretty short. But am I
That
the
just
only one that's
means
like not freaking out about it?
that just means more offense. I think a lot of the guys are excited about that.
Yeah, it's just like imagine like these guys like blow through the neutral zone as is. Can you imagine if it's 6 feet shorter? It's just gonna make
Yeah,
everything more
McDavid and
interesting.
McKinnon are about to feast for sure.
Yeah,
So teams need to
yeah,
be careful. But aside from that, word is they still haven't finished the locker rooms. I saw a picture the other day. They're completely bare bones, empty. I don't even think they have insulation yet.
yeah.
And
I
then
did.
the
I did see
stadium.
pictures of the. I saw pictures of the like the warm up or like the practice arena there too. Is that one's done? So like they have a second ice rink for like practice. That's done. But yeah, the locker rooms is kind of crazy not having that done. Yeah, but I guess that probably takes the least amount of time
Yeah.
potentially.
And
But
then they wanted to seat, I think it's 14,000 something, maybe almost about 15,000 people is what they were hoping to seat. But there's a whole section of seating behind one of the nets that's not done. So it looks like they're going to sideline that. The arena is going to be able to fit, I think, 11,500 total because they're going to put more. Obviously, they want to put more attention towards the ice, the rink itself, than the stands. Which That makes sense, you know, that because obviously around the league right now, there's been a lot of safety concerns from ownership in the league, Batman, you know, a lot of people. There's definitely some concern, but I think the test skates definitely cleared some of that up. So
Yeah, and from what I've seen, like a lot of the players are not concerned about it. It's just like the teams and like kind of the organizational heads that are kind of concerned about it. But like if the guys that actually are down there skating and are the ones doing it aren't that concerned, like
yeah.
I don't think it should be that big of a deal. If they feel like they can handle it and it's not going to be bad for them, then I mean,
I mean, I understand the owners though, like you don't want to drive your Ferrari on a dirt road. You know, like it makes sense.
yeah, I think I talked about it on I think it was when we talked about Team USA,
Hmm.
um, with like potentially like some players could say like, no, I don't want to go. Like I like thanks for the invite, but I'm not going to join the team or whatever. Obviously, those guys, you know, there's some people that tried out and did whatever and didn't make the teams. There are also probably some people that didn't even want to try out for the reasons like I kind of mentioned there. It's like if they risk them getting injured or if they're not 100% ready, there's no reason to put themselves in that position. It's like because at the end of the day, playing in the NHL is how they make money. So that's more their
Yeah.
concern, and I get that's kind of where the teams and their kind of thoughts on it come from. It's like yeah, they represent their country and playing in the Olympics or whatever. It's like, but they are also NHL players first and
Well, it's
Olympic players
funny.
second.
You have that, and then you have guys like the Kachucks on their podcast. They said even if the ice isn't safe, we're still going out there giving it all we got. I mean, those guys are just something's got to be up in the head. You know, I don't know, who knows, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely differing opinions from the players. Like, obviously, we haven't had any major like breaking news or stories about guys not playing in the Olympics. Like, I think everybody is kind of just assuming that it's going to be okay. Which, I mean, yeah, this is an exciting time. This is the first time the league has been able to do this in a while.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So it
Olympic,
was like it's been like it's like 15 years or something like that since NHL
it's been
players have
a long
been
time. It's been a
allowed in
long
the
time.
Olympics. Yeah, it's crazy. I
Yeah,
honestly, I mean, it's kind of cool that it's kind of happening now, so that at a time where I'm really aware of hockey,
yeah. Uh, it's gonna be
actively
exciting.
paying attention.
We're gonna have great Olympics coverage for y'all. I mean, we're gonna be able to cover so much. I can't wait. It's exciting. It's like
Yeah, the
we're a
only thing that
couple.
would be better is going, but that's not happening.
Yeah, it's okay. We're not going. We found out there's no subway near Milan. You know,
It was
we
an hour
can't.
away. It's an hour away,
I don't know. That's still too far, man. That's a long way.
bro. Come on,
I'm
we're
surprised we didn't get as much hate for that clip. People have been hating lately,
yeah, yeah. Was
but
it an hour? I can't remember.
I think it was an hour and a half. Oh no, here we go again. We're not doing this again.
As I say, what's an hour? Like we're Americans. That's like down the road.
Some guy literally commented about he was like, "Why would you want to eat at Subway when you're literally in like? Do you people not understand sarcasm? Like, you're gonna make me freak out. Like, I don't understand. Or y'all just do y'all know that I'm easily ticked off? Are you trying to come at me?
Don't
Like,
you know, Brian? People on the internet are they're easily
they're easily triggered, and I
yeah.
get it.
Well, it's like
You know, it's okay.
they're easy to hate and quick to not understand things.
True.
So,
It's true. Y'all
but
need to get it through your head, man. We're funny guys. We're silly goobers. You know, like that's what we do here. You know, we take the game serious, but we have a little fun with it. But yeah, that's the Olympics. Should be interesting to see how much they finish on the stadium. I believe they only have like a couple weeks now to finish things up. Like, you know, February 6th, we got to get the ball rolling here. So, but speaking of stadiums, the Winter Classic, man, the league was
mhm,
quick to announce this one, huh? After
yeah,
after that disaster, you want to take it away? It
yeah. I
involves
do have to say that they kind of cooked with this one. We kind of knew it was going to happen eventually.
yeah.
Like, I mean, it makes sense. Like, especially with the teams being where they are. So Utah is going to host a Winter Classic game, and the Colorado Avalanche will be there to play them.
It
That's what's
will
going to
be
be.
hosted at the University of Utah Stadium,
Yeah,
the football stadium,
yep, and it will be in 2027
which I have
January.
personally been to a game at the stadium a couple years back. Absolutely beautiful backdrop. This might be the most like wondrous setting for the eyes ever in NHL history. This is the mountain in the background covered in
I don't know. Those
snow. I mean,
those
this
Lake Tahoe games are pretty cool.
That's up there. That's up there. This is tying that. Utah is a very, very beautiful state. All you people who live in Utah, I lived there. I considered myself at one point a Utonian once in my life. Is that what you call them? I don't know. What do you call them? A Utahan?
I don't know.
A Utah citizen?
I was
Beautiful.
gonna say Mormons, but that's not true.
The NHL is cooking with this selection, though. They
Yeah,
definitely.
you knew it was gonna
Everybody saw how
happen.
much of a flop Miami was. They need to get it back in a cold climate. Hopefully, it snows. That's what we need is a
Yeah.
snow game.
Also, I have to say this. Apparently, that's a hot take for us saying that.
What do
Like,
you mean?
I've seen all kinds of stuff online. People are like, they loved the Miami the game in Miami, like the Winter Classic there. Like, apparently, it was like it's like the greatest thing that's ever happened.
No, no, that's
What?
crazy.
They're
I've
like, yeah,
seen only negative.
the only thing that was bad about it was that Kachuk and Barkov, like with their super cringe like stuff with the cup or whatever.
Yeah, that was
But
pretty bad.
everybody else is like, I don't know. I mean, I have seen some stuff of people saying they didn't like it, but like all the like the big names in like, you know, in
Mm,
hockey or
mm,
whatever are like, oh yeah, it was so amazing. But then again, those guys get paid to say that stuff. So
yeah. I'd say I've only seen negative feedback from like normal fans like us. So
yeah. Yeah, a lot of the comments and stuff, but like, yeah, as a you know as a more public opinion than just like commenting on posts or whatever. Yeah, apparently saying that it wasn't good is controversial in a way. It's because nobody is really saying that.
the
You know,
real question, this is a fun little topic here. What do you think the uniforms are going to look like? I'm intrigued to see what the Mammoth can do. I'm
so
I'm hoping for like that powder blue they have. I'm hoping for like an all powder blue helmet, jersey, pants, like a color rush type.
see, I'm kind of confused on what's gonna happen with that as well because they announced that next season every team is going to be getting like a semi like City Connect kind of jersey,
That's right.
sort of, which we can talk about that a little bit too. The list of like the sort of like primary or main colors came out for each team, and a lot of them are black or white. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm sick and tired of black and white jerseys. Like it's like, oh, we're gonna do an alternate jersey. It's black.
The
Pick a different
blackout
color.
stuff is getting a little, and it's not just hockey. Like we could bring this in, like college football,
Yeah,
NFL, the blackout jerseys are getting a little overdone. Like, and a lot of them are really bad looking too.
yeah.
Like,
I think the coolest matchups in jerseys is full color against full color, two very distinct, like bright, lots of color.
when New
I think
York
those are
played Detroit,
sick.
red
Yeah,
versus blue, it was
yeah,
great.
that's yeah, that looks so good. I really like the NFL, like their color rush jerseys that those teams did like
Yeah, a
a
couple years
while
back.
back. Yeah, like those are sick because there's just like their primary color was their primary color like for
Yeah.
everything. And that it can be a little overdone, but if they're doing like a City Connect semi kind of like sort of idea thing with the jerseys, like why not make the primary colors a primary color of something that relates to the city or the state or another team or something that you're trying to connect to there, not just black
Yeah,
or white.
it would make it a little more unique for sure. And the MLB they did the City Connect thing, obviously. And I would say it was like 50-50 with the MLB. Like some teams absolutely cooked, like the Rockies. The Rockies was incredible with the mountains and everything.
The
And then
first one I did. You didn't like the
my
second one.
Texas Rangers, it was like it wasn't even anything like the Rangers uniforms. It looked horrible. And like the Mets had a really ugly one too. Like
Yeah.
it just didn't work.
But at least they did something different.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm hoping from the NHL as well. Like I'm hoping for something a little different. Like even if teams were to use their secondary color, like Vancouver. Do you remember when Vancouver had those throwbacks that was like the green, like like their AHL team has like the green jerseys. They did that with the Johnny Canuck on the front and then the
Hmm.
dark blue.
Hmm.
And like that was fun. It looked good and it was fun that they brought it back for like 2 seasons. Like and I'm really hoping this is like a temporary thing because in my opinion, and this might be a hot take, I don't know. I feel like some people share this sentiment with me, like big uniform guy. I'm a big I love the uniform aesthetics. I love throwback jerseys. I love alternate jerseys. I love it all. Like I like that. I like when there's a mix within the sport. Okay. And the NHL didn't do that for a while. They're trying to do it now, but it's to catch up to other leagues. You just have to make sure it doesn't get too out of control. Because I think college football got a little out of control with it. The NBA got a little out of control with it. Like,
Yeah.
you have to like limit these uniforms because I think that teams start to lose their identities a little bit when there's too many colors, too many designs flying around. Like, the NHL does a cool thing when they have different ones for warm-ups sometimes. That's
Yeah,
definitely
like special edition ones like that. Yeah.
these teams, like obviously next year, what I'm scared is gonna happen is you're gonna have your home, you're gonna have your away, you're gonna have your alternate, and then you're gonna have your city connect. And that's just like it starts to get a little crazy.
So
And
that's
then
that's kind of what I started this when I was saying. Is like I'm kind of concerned with. Does that mean the Avs are going to get 2 new jerseys for next season?
the Winter
And
Classic will
and
have
Utah?
a separate jersey.
Yeah. So that means they're gonna at that point they'll have 5 jerseys
I'm also
that
not a
season.
fan of when these teams wear the Winter Classic or the Stadium Series more times than just the game. It ruins the value of it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like how like the very next game
Yeah, they'll wear it again.
Florida played when they played Colorado. Florida wore the Winter Classic
Yeah.
gear
Like
at
leave
home.
it
Like
as the outdoor
I
game
get
jersey.
they wore it at home, so like the home team like
Yeah.
fans could see it.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree with like I like it being special, but I get why they don't because they're like we spent all this money on these things. We're not gonna wear them once and never wear them
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
But yeah, it's like there's a lot of talk about like uniforms going around the league right now in a lot of ways, like the new potential uniforms, and the other one is like a lot of people are saying that they should switch and make it mandatory that teams wear white at home, which in my opinion, hot take incoming. I don't know if it's a hot take.
It's not
I think
hot.
that's I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's dumb. The home team wears their for the most part, in my opinion, the darker jerseys are better for most teams, but like that's their home territory.
Well, you know where that comes from. It comes from this, and this is so okay.
I know a
Every
lot of leagues do it that way.
No, every league has experimented with that before. Like the NFL did that in the early 2000s. And then now I believe like last year, I think the Eagles wore white at home for most of their games. And correct me if I'm wrong, but a couple NFL teams have done that. But here's the problem. This originated with baseball. It was an exclusively baseball thing. It was cool. The MLB is like an old school, orderly league, like, kind of stuck to traditions. And then every league has tried to copy it since. And
Yeah, I mean, I know there are something like a lot of AHL teams do that
yeah,
currently.
Texas
Texas
does
does that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, it does go back to like baseball. I don't know exactly why. I think it has something to do with like kind of like going into like enemy territory in a way. It's
Yeah.
like you have to represent where you're from more when you're at an away game than when you're at a home game because everybody knows the roots for the home team in a way. At least that's the kind of way I see it. But for some reason, people think it's like something special, like to wear wager. Like I just don't like it. I think it's lame. Like the home jerseys are your home jerseys. Like you wear
And
the
yeah, like white jerseys are pretty. Like they're good looking for the most part. Like I agree with you. It's just like you have your colors. Like people want to rep
yeah,
the colors. I
dude.
don't know.
I'm even on the team of I think teams should wear their home like their primary jerseys at away games if it works with color wise against the other team.
Yeah, I'm big
I
on
think full
aesthetics too.
I
Yeah.
think full color on full color matchups are sick. So
Yeah, they go
cool.
hard.
Like my favorite Avs jersey is their division rivalry jersey, which is that dark blue one. They could wear that so many places.
They can wear that every Central Division matchup. I
Yeah.
think that even if they're at the other team's arena. Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I think if we're going to do color on color more, then let these new City Connect style jerseys be the color on color matchups. Like if they bring those jerseys in and teams wear them versus another team in their away jersey, they're just wasting the opportunity at this point.
Yeah. Sorry, I got the random thought popped into my head, and I was like, when I said like that's my favorite, that their division rivalry one is my favorite jersey, it popped in my head. I was like, why is it my favorite jersey? Like it looks cool or whatever. And I was like, you know why? Power Rangers.
Just kind of look like that.
Well, like no, the Ninja Power Rangers. Remember, it was the maroon and navy blue ones.
Yeah,
Those are my
yeah.
favorites.
Dude, that's
Sorry, that was
crazy.
so
That's
off
a deep
topic.
pool.
So
That's a
weird.
deep pool. We're steering away here. We can
There
talk
will be
about
a
jerseys all
there
day.
will be a picture in the
Yo,
podcast. I will
should we
post.
do
I will
it?
put the
Should
picture.
we do a jersey episode?
We've talked about it. We should. I would
Yeah.
love to do like an all time like jersey, like, or I guess we could do more, maybe more a current in use jerseys.
Yeah, me and Jordan have amassed quite a collection between the two of us.
Oh,
Yours is,
you mean like a jersey collection of ours or like a
yeah,
ranking?
yeah, like ours. We
Yeah,
could
yeah.
do also like the tier episode, like ranking the
Yeah, yeah,
ones
we talked about
current
that
this year.
episode. Yeah, I would love to. I actually just rearranged all my jerseys on this rack right here, the ones that are above my bed right there.
You have
I
another
actually
rack now? Oh, yeah, in your
I have
closet.
two. So I have the big one. Well, no, I have the one on the other side of the room. You can't really see in the camera,
Mm,
but yeah, that one has like my collection of like favorite jerseys.
yeah, yeah,
That one that's only like 6 jerseys over. That one's also got my Broncos and Rockies jersey on it. And then this one's all my other jerseys. You can actually see the
yeah.
Dallas one, and yeah, I moved a bunch of them. I rearranged them to change up the display.
Yeah, we have quite a few between the two of us. We should do an episode just our hockey jerseys, or should we include the football and baseball as well? I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe
I don't have a ton of those ones. I only
I
have
got a
like
lot of
ones that I really
football.
like. Yeah, you have a lot more football jerseys than I do. I only have the one that you gave
No,
me.
I have to be honest, I have a lot of baseball. Like I have 3 Rangers jerseys, but anyways, we're getting way too off track here. We're 20 minutes in. We got to
Yeah,
lock in.
but I am very excited about the Winter Classic matchup. I
Yes,
think it's awesome. One, it's awesome for Utah being a new team. Or a new franchise location, I guess I should say. Or I guess it is technically a new franchise.
it is. They don't
Yeah.
associate with Arizona. The records don't carry over.
Yeah. So yeah, that it's good for them because it's going to grow their fan base, and it's just going to be
Grow the game. It'll grow
grow the
the
game.
game.
Yeah, and
You
then also
know,
like the rivalry, like the Rockies rivalry.
great pick by the league. They're trying to establish that, I think.
See,
Like they're trying to make it
this is what a Winter Classic matchup should be.
exactly.
Like, man, I hope it snows. That'd be sick.
Dude,
We
that would
you hear
make
to hear. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put it on the podcast. We are gonna try and go.
we're gonna try. We're gonna try and go to both that and of course being here local stadium series in Dallas. We
Yeah.
have to go. Me being a
Yeah.
Dallas fan.
That one will be easier. I think there's a lot more. There's gonna be a lot more tickets for that one.
I mean, it could fit a lot more people, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But we're excited, man. We're gonna a part of growing this show is building a community,
yeah,
actually going places,
yeah.
doing things.
Well, just expanding what we're talking about and what we're doing and stuff like that. It's just
Maybe
we'll
if we're
have
big
these.
enough by then, have a little outside get together with some followers. Who knows? We have some Utah followers. By the way, also, thank you everybody. We're at 305 followers on TikTok. That's huge. Never in our wildest dreams did we expect to get to even 300 followers. We're a small time show, but we appreciate it. All the engagement up to this point. Super grateful.
Yeah, TikTok is apparently where it's at nowadays.
I
Like
guess so, man.
for this kind of for the clips and the content, that kind of stuff. But the interaction is always crazy over there. It's awesome seeing it.
Fighting, loving, it's all kinds of emotions. Like I
Especially when we
said,
talk about food. Apparently because we have the greatest
we,
opinions on food, and
we
everybody
do.
gets.
We're never wrong. We're never wrong about food. Never wrong. But let's move into these standings here. I am very intrigued to talk about these, and I feel like we've been starting in the Eastern Conference for a couple weeks now. We're going to start out West. We're
I
going to
was
start.
actually, I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like we always start in the East. I'm gonna start in the West this time.
Let's start the Pacific, man. We got some things cooking up over there, and we got some weird numbers in the records and in the standings. Weird,
Yeah.
weird numbers.
The Pacific is probably for not being so. The Western Conference in general is kind of weird looking this year, but the Pacific, I think, is even weirder than like as in like the way that the rankings are and that the leaderboards of the division is concerned, mainly because of Vegas. But then you have like it's like it seems so out of order if you were to just look at if you didn't really understand how the point system works.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the actual like wins versus losses versus overtime losses, you look at it, you're like, how does this work? But
Yeah. It's really strange. Vegas, with 12 overtime losses, they only have 20 regulation wins. They're leading this division. One thing I want to ask, and this is going to come across as like a strange question, like, is Vegas a good team? Or are they just a lucky team?
so here's my opinion on this, and people are I'm gonna catch heat for this because people are gonna say Colorado's the same way, right? And a lot of people have an issue with the overtime point. So getting a point for going to overtime. I think I don't dislike the overtime point. Like I think it's a good I think it's a good thing to have for it basically shows that you're playing like 60 minutes, like you play till the game is over, whether you win, you lose, or you tie and go into overtime, right? If you win the game, you win the game, you beat the other team. If you lose, you lost the game, like, the other team was better. But if you go to over, if you end the game tied, the only time it's little is like, I mean, even if it's like a 0-0 game, which has happened before, like going into overtime, some of those games are actually really, really good and competitive. Like it's those games are sometimes harder to win, obviously, like because like
Three
it's
on
just
three
like
is quicker,
it's like a back and forth like
nonstop.
slugfest kind of thing. It's like one team scores, maybe takes a lead, another team comes back like and ties it at toward like especially if it ties like late in the game, like with the empty net or whatever. Like that's the way you have to play in the playoffs. Like you are playing to survive in a way, like it's playing to survive, but like you play until you absolutely are done. Does that kind of make sense what I'm saying? Like,
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, and here's the thing with overtime, it is like a battle. It for sure. I mean, you're already gassed from the full 60, and then you have to go 3 on 3, and it's a way faster pace, so you have to keep up. So it's almost like skill on skill, even more so than the 5-on-5 regulation. And with Vegas, like, and I feel like that came across how I started it. Like, obviously, Vegas isn't a bad team. They're leading the Pacific Division, but Vegas is winning different than other teams, or even just getting points different than other teams. They're hanging in there, obviously, more than other teams. Like, it's almost like if you looked at the record and you weren't a huge hockey fan, you'd almost think they're just abusing that system. Like they're playing to get to over.
so that's a complaint that a lot of people have is that like kind of saying like they're kind of agree with like what I was saying with like, it's like it's a battle. It's like, that you're just going until the very end to try and tie it up or win. But a lot of people say like you shouldn't get a consolation point
Yeah,
for
well, it's almost like there's no punishment for losing.
yeah.
You know?
But like,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, and I kind of understand that. Like they're saying like, you get 1 point, you get half as many points for just being there basically.
yeah.
But it's like, but I also disagree with that in the sense of like you kept up with the other team that did win. So it's not like they blew you out and like they clearly won the game. They won the game based in, after needing an extended amount of like
You're
they
getting
needed extra
rewarded for
time.
playing longer. That's essentially what it is. Like I don't know, it's
Yeah.
so strange to me. It's very
Yeah.
strange.
And that's where a lot of people go into like talking about the whole the 3-2-1 point system we've talked about previously. I really like the point system as it is now. I like the overtime point and all that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of teams describe it like a lot of announcers describe it when they're commentating on the game. It's like it's free hockey, you know,
Yeah, everybody says
like
that.
it's extra hockey. Like you got the minimum amount of points that you can get, or you got like you got 1 point. Now at this point, if you get a second point, that's awesome. If not, at least you got 1 point.
True. Yeah.
The only issue I have with overtime is the shootout. I really don't like the shootout. I think they should either do a longer 3-on-3 or they should do a
Playoff format 5-on-5.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Vegas has
I really like 3-on-3 hockey. I really do
I did too.
like how fast it is, and I don't like where people are always like all the complaints about the neutral zone stuff, or like if you go past the center line, you have to you have to drop the puck and leave it. I think
Yeah,
that's
I don't
dumb.
like all
Like
that either.
I like being able to control possession. Like I like that
It's a
you
part of the
can
game.
you can reset and do this. It's like you don't do that in normal hockey. So
Yeah.
why would you do that in overtime? Like the rules are all the same. It's just 3-on-3.
The next team we have here in the Pacific Division to move on from Vegas, I mean, we could talk about overtime rules all day. Me and Jordan love to kind of dive into the rule book a little bit and share our opinions, but San Jose Sharks, man, place. And I'm skipping over Edmonton on purpose. I feel like we could go one episode without talking about Edmonton. San Jose Sharks. We don't really talk about these guys too much. They're sitting in third place in the Pacific in a playoff spot, man. They've been playing some good hockey. To my detriment, they have been playing some good hockey because they beat my Dallas Stars, but here we are. Casey Smith, I feel for you, brother. But here we are, man. The
You know,
Shark.
he actually he played really well in that game, I think. I
He did.
mean, Desmith had a couple moments like where it was a little iffy, but he didn't play bad that game. The Sharks played really, really well.
And that's the story with this team lately. They've been playing really, really well.
Yeah. And like one thing I have to say, I love watching the Sharks pass the puck.
It's insane.
Like watching them, like their chemistry between their players, especially on their individual, like their lines that they consistently play on, is crazy. I don't understand how this team is not higher up in the stand, like how they're not leading this division in a way, which is crazy to say.
Yeah. Well,
But watching them is so fun.
when you have the youth that San Jose has, because what you have Celebrini, you have Will Smith, you have William Eklund, you have Mook Madula now on the defensive side. You have a lot of these young players who they've only played with each other since they've been in the league. So they've developed this chemistry that's like, I mean, if can I be honest that it's kind of unmatched? Like other teams don't really have this as much as
Yeah,
San
I think
Jose.
I think that's fair to say.
Like
Yeah,
they've only ever played with each other.
it's the most noticeable as
Yeah,
compared to other teams.
the veterans on that team too. Like I think this rebuild is going well. It's going in a positive direction because you have a great mix. Like all the young guys are just named. Then you have like Wenberg, they just extended him. You have Toffoli, who's been like absolutely incredible since adding him, and John Klingberg has like come into his own. And then you have Askarov, like playing really well. What a steal from Nashville. That guy Askarov. Like this is incredible. This team is like defying expectations here. Like if they make the playoffs, that's like nobody thought that would happen. And then it's really because of Celebrini. He's a Hart Trophy candidate this year, and it's incredible.
And this is kind of where coming in, like talking about the standings and the records and the overtime stuff, kind of it does show a discrepancy a little bit. It's like they have more wins, like regulation wins, than
Yeah.
Vegas does, but they're
Like
third.
3 more.
Yeah, because what's crazy is like San Jose is a team that, like I said, watching them play, like some of their games they just get absolutely messed up. Like it's not good. But the games that they win, like they're winning these games in overtime. Like they're finding a way to win, like the game against Dallas. Like if you were watching that game, you know, when they were down by what, 2 points, like two goals at one point. Yeah, it's 2 goals, and then they went down to 2 goals again. Like watching it at that point, you're like, damn, this game's over. And then like they didn't stop. They kept playing, and they kept playing the way they had been, and it was crazy. That was a good game. I was I was at work watching that game. And if anybody that works for me is listening, don't
But
that's not
yeah,
true.
no, I
There's a
mean,
couple people watching it too, but I was watching the Avs game too, so you know.
but San Jose is like, yeah, I'm just blown away by them. Like, and they're a part of like this Pacific Division getting shaken up once again. Like, here we are, like the top 4: Vegas, Edmonton, San Jose, Seattle. I mean, Anaheim has dropped all the way to the 6th spot, and for a team that started super hot, here's Anaheim, and it seems like same old, same old. They haven't been able to pick up that offensive production again. Like it started really hot the first month of the season. It's kind of just faded away since, and goaltending has been okay, but this team, and they take a lot of penalties, man. I watched Anaheim play Washington the other week, and the penalties just don't stop with this group. Like it's starting to be not so much of a disciplined group. I think definitely if they want to keep winning, they have to add at the deadline. Like something's got to give here.
Yeah. That was what hurt Dallas in the last game
Penalties.
against, like, I think 3 of the goals from San Jose were power play goals, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I wish I was able to watch a team that had, good power.
Well, we can move to the Central here. And
Yeah.
we could start with
the only thing I have to say, even though the Ducks have dropped in the standings, I think the only 2 teams in the Pacific that are basically I can pretty much count out of the playoffs right now
bottom 2.
are the bottom 2, are the Flames and the Canucks. Those are the only 2 teams that I could not see making a playoff spot at all.
They won't. Bad teams, objectively bad teams.
Yeah.
The rest of them, yeah, they can compete, and it's going to be interesting to see who the top 3 are by the end of the year. I definitely think Vegas is going to hang in there.
Yeah, I think the wild card fight in the Pacific is going to be intense.
Yeah, 100% it will.
Yeah, if if
100% will.
if I'm pretty sure both wildcard teams are going to come from the Pacific, which is very irregular.
Yeah, I mean, it
A
is
lot of
sitting
times
like that
it's
right now still. We have
yeah.
Seattle and LA sitting in wild card spots because Utah and Chicago can't seem to pull it together. But jumping over to the Central Division, I'll go ahead and start because I got to tell you, man, I'm very, very upset with my team lately. I don't know what's going on. We're in a massive funk, and it is not good. Dallas had lost 6 in a row, and then we beat the Capitals, and then this overtime loss to San Jose. Like, this group that started as what looked like a cup contending team doesn't have a power play anymore. They don't have a penalty kill anymore. They don't have special teams, and they're taking penalties. And like, we have the top guys showing up, but the rest of the depth is struggling a little bit. Like
So
this team is struggling.
this is going to sound like kind of a weird, and I don't know if exactly if this describes it exactly what I'm trying to say. When I was watching the game with Dallas, like I know like a lot of like I know about all the guys that are on Dallas or whatever, but like for some reason when I'm watching, I'm like, who the hell are all these guys? It's not that like doesn't seem like the same team from the beginning of the year. Like it seems like there's so many different people all of a sudden. Like it
Yeah,
feels like.
they've switched things around quite a bit, and it's been because of injuries. Also,
Yeah.
Dallas shuffles lines like crazy. Nobody has played on a set line at all throughout the year.
I think that is such a bad like
It's not good.
problem. Like I don't think
It's
that
not
like
good.
I think shuffling that stuff like Chicago has done that for with like Bedard and stuff like that for the past like since he's been in the league. Like that kind of thing. I think it shows a lack of confidence in your players. Like you need to let them, even if that line is not like producing like that game or like in a game or two, give it time. Like let them figure it out. Like you put these guys of similar skill level and similar ability together for a reason. And then if you just constantly are changing them, like if you just like all of a sudden put one of your top players on like the third line all of a sudden, it's like,
What's so strange is like so different than how he's been utilized his whole career, but I feel like Rantanen has just played with everybody in the top six at least once. And it's like they just keep this guy on the ice so long. It's like, yeah,
so
he's your $12 million man, but like,
I,
come on.
I will tell you that as someone who has watched him play a lot, like when he was playing for Colorado, he did the same thing in Colorado too. And I wonder if that's him doing that, not the coaching. Like I wonder if it's him saying like I'm taking a shift now. Like I know that they're like it could potentially be that like is he like just taking over a little bit? Like is he being too because he did that in Colorado in a way. Like he would constantly be extended shifts or he would like double shifts
Yeah, he plays on
or
both the power plays. Every
yeah,
game he
that's
plays on both the
crazy.
power plays.
Like again, that I think that's like I think that's a morale killer thing in a way. Like you
Well,
need
we've
to give
talked
your
about
guys a
this.
chance.
We've talked about this since the beginning of the year, but Dallas has no power play too. The power play second unit is not good. It's been switched so many times to where you even have like fourth line guys playing on the second power play unit. And it's like they're not even supposed to be on the power play. I don't know. I could rant about Dallas all day, but the last thing I'll say is goaltending has not been good either. DeSmith's played decently well. It's I think it's finally time to call out Jake Ottinger. He has not played well this year. He has not. He's lost games that he should have won, and it's not going good. And if Dallas keeps up the losing pace, talk about teams that are lucky. The Dallas Stars are a lucky team because if Dallas goes on a losing pace, there's nobody that's going to catch up to them for third place, assuming they drop.
Yeah. Well, right now they're tied with Minnesota.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota takes the jump into second place because they've been playing They've been playing better than Dallas. They haven't been playing extremely well. But we could jump into Minnesota. Minnesota just played their first home game last night since before Christmas. Like they'd been on a 2-week road trip, and that definitely affected them hard. They came up short against the Islanders last night as well, a good Islanders team. But Minnesota has such a crazy defensive outlook. Like they're a top 4 team defensively in the league right now, and it's because of the two goalies. I mean, we talk about them every week, but these two goalies, Wallstead and Gus, they're playing incredible, and their whole defense is loaded with veterans. Like this is a defense, dare I say, that could carry you to the Stanley Cup. I hate to say, like, you got to get through Colorado, obviously, And hell, you still have to get through Dallas. Let's assume Dallas picks it up a little bit, but
I mean,
these three teams, man.
right now, and I'm not, I don't want to like, just like, I'm not trying to like say it in a gloating way or whatever. Like right now, the matchup will be Dallas and Minnesota in the playoffs,
It will.
first round.
It will.
I mean, unless, I
Just a
mean,
matter of who plays at home.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which Dallas normally is a home team. Like they play well. They're normally actually good at both. Like they're
They do really well at home. They do
yeah
really well at home, though.
yeah
But same with Minnesota. We talked about this last week. Minnesota is a great home team.
yeah yeah. I will say I don't want to make everybody think that I'm like trying to like dog on Dallas right now. I'm just pointing out some of the stuff that I've seen recently. I still do think like their top lines and their top players have been going absolutely crazy lately. Those guys still look really good. Jason Robertson looks amazing. So I'm not trying to be a hater, but Dallas does have some struggles right now, but they also have some very good positives too. So I will say that. And yeah, but it is like, as like, if I were in your shoes, like as a Dallas fan, I would be pretty freaking scared to play
I
Minnesota.
am. I'm scared to play Minnesota and I'm scared to play Colorado. Like, you know me, I think I'm decently unbiased. And like right now, I can confidently say, as a Dallas fan, Dallas fans, we need to be worried because both Minnesota and Colorado are playing way better than us right now.
It
And
doesn't
it's
matter.
shown.
The Dallas will still somehow find a way to beat Colorado. They always do, bro. I
And then lose in the
swear.
conference final. It's new
Dallas has
year,
two.
same
Dallas
story.
has two modes: absolutely schooling Colorado or getting schooled by Colorado. Like
That's our Stanley Cup. It's
dude,
our
it
Stanley Cup.
never. Yeah, every year. God, I wish that'd be amazing, dude. That'd be so cool.
If y'all beat us this year,
No, I'm saying just like that. Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche, like Stanley Cup finals would be amazing.
we'll never get it.
I know. I
But
know.
and then every week, this is starting to become like Edmonton at this point. Here we are, the Colorado Avalanche leading the league with 73 points and not slowing down anytime soon. A loss to both Florida teams, yes, but here we are. The Avs keep
Two
chugging
dominant wins
along.
after that though. So they've lost 2 games in a row and then came back home, have a long homestand. But the first 2 games were like really good wins. So
Yeah. And so now when is Landy back? Was that injury a whole bunch
no,
of nothing? When is he supposed to come back?
he's not back yet. I don't think they have a specific timeline on him yet. It's before the Olympics, I think, is what they said. Like
Okay.
potentially. Blackwood will probably be back this week. He was out for a short injury, like just like a muscle thing or whatever, probably. But again, I haven't really been concerned about it. Like this is the first time as a like hardcore Colorado fan that I'm not worried about like depth,
For sure.
because you get like the guys that have been called up to fill in those slots from like the Eagles and stuff like that have played really well. They've looked really good. Like they haven't, gotten on the scoreboard or anything like that, but they've been solid. Like they have done their job of filling in a slot and not being a liability, which is all
Yeah.
you can ask for.
Yeah.
It's the bare minimum that you can ask for. But I mean, it's crazy. It's still a bigger gap between fourth and third in the Central than it is second to first, which is crazy.
Wow.
I mean, Colorado has looked really good. Their biggest issue is just their power play. The power play has definitely cost them games. Like of those 4 games that they've lost, the power play has has directly affected those games for sure. They're looking a little bit better because they're actually doing something on their power play versus just passing. Like
Executing.
Yeah, even though they did against the game against the Senators, they did give up a shorthanded goal, which sucks.
Damn.
But it's okay. They won that game still.
And then last little piece of Central Division news: Connor Bedard is back.
Yeah,
Connor
he
Bedard is
played
back
Friday.
and getting 2 points in a 3-0 shutout against Nashville. I would love to see the Hawks push for a wild card spot.
Yeah,
I would love
they're
to see
close.
them.
They're right there. They actually did not do as bad without Bedard as I thought they would be. I thought that was going to be a
Yeah, they have
huge
been
loss for them. Not that it wasn't a loss for them, but like they actually kept up a little bit. They didn't slide too far. I could definitely see them making a push for a wild card. I think they're 4 points off of a wild card spot.
Now they just need a good old Frank Nazar back. They'll have the band back together. And we'll see what they're able to do. But the Blackhawks, man, Connor Bedard is obviously the missing link there.
Yeah.
We could jump out east now.
Yeah, the only other thing to say about the Central right now is what the hell is going on with Winnipeg? It's
Dude, it is
crazy.
generational drop off, bro.
I don't get it.
President's Trophy to last in the league. Nuts. This
Maybe
is
that's
something
maybe
like
that's maybe that's the real Trophy curse
missing the playoffs next year.
is like just you win the President's Trophy and then the next year you look terrible, or
They're
like
for sure like
shortly after you look terrible.
they're on the same level as Calgary and Vancouver, right? Like they're not making
They're
it.
no way. They're in worse. I mean, they're last in the league right now. That's
No
crazy.
way, are they?
Or no, I'm sorry.
No,
The Canucks are last in
Vancouver.
the league. Yeah.
But they're
Still.
second last. That's still not a good position to be in. I mean, in a central division where the lead is just way too far away, like
Yeah.
I mean, what, do they have 30? Does Colorado have 30 points on them?
Oh yeah, almost 39 to 30 or 39 to 73.
A
Yeah.
team that we really thought was going to be in that top three. I mean, we were sure in our preseason predictions Winnipeg was going to stay in that top three, but it's what we talked about. I feel like we talked about last week. It's just the depth scoring is completely gone. There's no such thing. It's the top guys doing everything. And then they get scored on now, too. Like, Hellebuck is not playing that well either. So the whole team is just slacking. I don't think there's much more to say about them. It is crazy that they're last in the Central.
Yeah.
Never
You know
saw
what's
it
one thing
coming.
actually? One thing we want to talk about. I just want to say it in relation to our Team Canada discussion about goalies. Yeah, how does Canada feel about Jordan Bennington now? Just saying.
Not playing too well.
Well, that and also being a what's the word for it? I don't know. Him not coming out of the net when he was told to, kind of disrespectful.
That's wild. But
Yeah.
also pulling, to his defense, like Jim Montgomery is losing that team in St. Louis. Like pulling your goalie with 7 minutes left is crazy. Like for him with the backup, like with 7 minutes left, he's played the whole game. Like just take the loss. Like,
Yeah.
what, you gonna give the other goalie a loss? Like I don't, that's.
I don't think that's enough time to even count as a loss. Like,
Was it Bennington not coming out of net, or was it Joel Hofer saying, "Yo, I'm not taking the L, dude"? Like,
no, I
that's.
think, well, so the whole thing, like the memes about it, like of him like peeking around the corner or whatever. Apparently, I didn't know this. That's where the goalie sits in
Yeah, it
Chicago.
is. Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that because I don't really pay attention to that when I'm watching like Chicago games or whatever. But also, they probably have it discussed. Like, they probably talked to the intermission. I don't know, because like, how do you pre-plan that? I don't know.
You don't.
Yeah, but still, it's just like I think the issue is not like I agree with your take of saying why take him out with 7 minutes left, but
Yeah, you already
also
lost.
if your coach tells you that you have to make that change, you have to make that change. Like it's not up to you, and that's where it's
I
like,
think Bennington has more, you know, upstanding voice of reason, and he's more of a leader than Jim Montgomery, who I picked as the Jack Adams, by the way. Horrible pick.
yeah,
But
don't let us pick those awards in the
don't
future.
let us pick those.
Yeah,
let's be better next year. New
well,
Year's
no,
resolution.
actually, maybe we should pick them because both the teams we picked are not good.
I'm
So
picking Jared Bednar as my Jack.
I was just about to say, I was going to say the same about Dallas. I was like, whatever, bro.
All
Jared
right.
Bednar goaded,
Enough about Jared Bednar.
best coach in the league.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna win the Jack Adams. Let's be honest.
Yeah, second longest tenured coach in the league too.
Yeah, behind John Cooper, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's move out east. Talk about John Cooper, the Atlantic Division. We still got the Detroit Red Wings on top. Of course, Tampa Bay a point behind them. Montreal 2 points behind them. This is the same as it looked last week, except for Detroit has moved into this number one spot. And what's funny is I've been watching a lot of Detroit Red Wings hockey for some reason lately. And I gotta say, the team is very impressive. And shout out Patty Kane, fellow American, 500 career goals. Congrats, Kaner. That is a great milestone.
Very notable Team USA snub. I think that crazy.
We need Patty on Team USA. He needs to win gold.
Even if he was playing like a fourth line position, I think that'd be perfect for him.
Great leader.
Dude,
would have been a great leader.
Yeah, the leadership, the morale of it, and honestly, the play. I think he's a good player still. I mean,
yeah, he is. He's
even
incredible.
Even after his injuries that sidelined him for a little bit, like he came back and he was kind of a little iffy at first, and then since he's been in Detroit,
yeah, solid. Yeah. Detroit, it's total opposite of my team that I was just discussing, but Detroit, it's not just the top guys. The depth scoring is great, but the top guys like Larkin and DeBrincat are leading this team. They're scoring a lot of goals. And you know, like Gibson has improved since the beginning of the year. Like Gibson has been a good backup. Talbot has already been getting them wins. Like Detroit's hanging in there and they've like earned the top 3 spot in the Atlantic. Like talk about a team that's really come around and their rebuild and kind of like you could say retool the past 2 years has worked for them. Like getting Patrick Kane, getting Alex DeBrincat, putting those two back together. Like Andrew Kopp, JT Comfer, both contributing now. This young guys like Emmett Finney, like this team has really come into their own. And I think they're going to be interesting to see in the playoffs. I think they could win a first round series depending on who they play. Like if they stay at the top of the Atlantic, what do they play? Wild card 1?
No, Atlanta plays wild card 2.
Wild card 2? Well, anyway, like I think they could beat the wild card teams. Even though this Eastern Conference is very close, like Detroit plays some really good hockey and they've improved offensively better than they have been the past couple seasons.
Right now, that would be what, Buffalo? Yeah, Buffalo.
Is Buffalo wild? Yeah, they are wild card 2.
Yeah.
Or is it Washington?
Washington. I'm sorry. Yeah, Washington is.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Buffalo's got one more win than Washington.
Yeah, well, they're wild card 1. Yeah, Buffalo is wild card 1. So I think Detroit plays wild card 2.
Yeah,
like
Washington
Atlantic 1 plays. Yeah, still. Yeah, a very, very. They're also a very fun team to watch.
Detroit.
Detroit is.
They are.
Yeah. I think their top guys have been extremely solid and have done exactly what the teams needed them to do, but they have been supported like crazy by surprising goaltending. I think, like you said,
yeah, for sure.
like Gibson was a little iffy at first. Talbot almost was
40 years old, bros. Hanging tight in net. Like,
yeah, I was a big Cam Talbot guy. You know, I always liked him.
Cam Talbot Kings guy back in the day.
That's yeah. Like I mean, it's they have done enough to keep that team, you know, in games and have won some games for them. So
yeah,
that's all you can ask for. So they have, you know, average to above average goaltending right now, which combine that with your offensive production from your team has been perfect.
Yeah.
So they
we
looked
go
good.
to the number 2 spot with Tampa, and yeah, obviously we got all the top guys, the big names. You have Hagel, Gensel, Kucherov, Point. You know, you have Hedman, Vasilevsky. You have all the big names, the household names. But it's their D that has been keeping them in these games. Radish, Moser, 2 guys who are having breakout years offensively, scoring a lot of goals. You know, setting up a lot of plays for them. You know, Tampa Bay is also another fun team that's super interesting to watch. I mean, they score points. Yeah, but they can also play the defensive game. They can play a little bit of both. And that's because of John Cooper, the coaching style. They're a very well-coached team. And they're a team that, you know, I think we both predicted them to win the Atlantic. Looking solid here halfway through the year.
I could definitely still see them doing that. I mean, they're on 9-game win streak right now. They have been, it's crazy that watching like the games at the beginning of the season to watching the games now are night and day difference. The team plays faster now. You know, they're a lot more aggressive on like the like in like puck battles and stuff like that. And they're doing what a lot of teams nowadays are trying to switch to do, and like they're having their defensemen be way more active, which is you know, a lot of teams still want them to hang back and all that stuff, but they are very much like they will get their defensemen in the play and the forwards will back off to play defensively. You know, like they are like anybody right now on that team can play any position and they've done it really well, which has worked.
Coaching.
Yeah.
Coaching.
Yep.
The next up we got Montreal and Buffalo. Montreal, very interesting team. We knew this team was going to be fun, fast, exciting, young team, you know, and you have a lot of, once again, it's just these young guys playing really, really well. The whole team is just full of youth. You know, they had a bit of a goaltending funk for a couple weeks. That's kind of gone now. They've been winning more games than they were before. You know, they were losing quite a bit. Really, they're just young. They're young, and, you know, for them to be third place, it just shows like the team is good. And I think they're going to be buyers come deadline time. Like they want to add a veteran piece. They want to make a push in the playoffs. You know, they got knocked out first round last year, you know, by Washington. So it's time for them to try and win a series here.
Yeah. The crazy thing to think about is like their primary, like their young forwards and stuff like that are all locked up on contracts right now for years. So they're going to be, I think we talked about it before. It's like they are a Stanley Cup winning team in the next like 5-6 years for
Yeah.
sure. Like they could
If they do it
absolutely be.
right, if they continue to do it right, St. Louis, great coach. Another team. These three teams here, great coaching. Tom McClellan for Detroit, Cooper for Tampa Bay, St. Louis for Montreal. It's great coaching. And if we're talking about, you know, leadership for all these teams, let's like the Buffalo Sabres, man. Can we hate anymore? General manager change. Look at them. They're in a playoff spot. He said his number one goal is to make the playoffs. Here we are. Buffalo's in a wild card
Dude,
spot. Wild
it's
card
almost
one?
crazy. Like we talked about it a bunch of times. The management of that team was crazy bad, and then they made some management changes. Holy crap, the team is good again. Or like they're
Yeah.
good all of a sudden. It's like,
That's all I needed.
who'd have thought? Like if you have some like decent, competent leadership that actually makes changes and
Mhm.
holds people accountable, and like, holy crap, it actually works.
And for
Crazy.
Buffalo, it definitely is like the depth scoring. Like the top guys are doing their thing. But then you have the depth scoring too. Like, and really, like, this is a known thing, but this Buffalo decor is like deeper than I thought. Like, Darlene, Power, Byram, which you don't get a lot of defensive output by those guys, which is why Buffalo kind of slacks sometimes. It gets scored on and blown out. But like, Byram and Power, we know what Darlene can do, but Byram and Power, like, dude, they could basically just be like wingers if they
Yeah,
wanted to.
dude, Byram was a player from Colorado that I was very sad to see go.
He fits perfect for Buffalo too. They need to extend him.
Yeah,
They do.
I agree. But so he was had an issue with them again, probably the organization as a whole when he signed his last extension. Like I could definitely see with this change him probably wanting to stay there because I mean I never thought like and all the shit talking I did on Buffalo, it was not about the players. It was entirely about the organization as a whole. And like just fumbling, good players that have been traded off or, let walk or whatever. Now that they have somebody that's actually running this thing,
Yeah,
you can see the pieces are there. And I could 100% see that. I mean, like they're in a playoff spot right now and they
they
are
are.
a solid playoff spot right
They're
now.
playing
So
well. They're playing well. They had that 10-game win streak.
mhm.
Fallen off a little since, but they've still won.
They
Like
lost.
this is
They lost what? I think they lost one game,
one or
two
two.
games.
Let me check.
They lost one game. They lost one game, and
Yeah.
now they've won 3 more in a row. So
Wow.
I mean,
What a come up.
yeah, yeah,
Kind of jumping all over the place here, but I want to jump to the Metro. The Metro starting to get a little spaced out now. It's not so close anymore. It's getting interesting. And the one team, I feel like we're just copy and pasting last week's episode here, man. But the New York Islanders are, like, dare I say, a team that will win in the playoffs. Like, I don't care who they play. Like, I think they're gonna win. Like, as of right now, they'd play Philly. They would beat Philly in a series. They would. I am so impressed by this team. And it's so funny. It's a mix. The Islanders, we talked about this at the beginning of the year. Such a boring, keep the puck away defensive team for years. And that worked for them. And that's the style that they established. But now they have guys who are super aggressive, super heavy on the offensive power. Like, everybody in the hockey world's talking about this, but Matthew Schaefer is a franchise changing player. Like, holy crap, dude. This kid is so good at hockey. He is so good. Like, what are his stats right now, bro? What is he doing?
Schaefer.
So, Matthew Schaefer. Where's he? He has 12 goals. I think the lead for goals on their team is Horvat with 21, but that's 9 goals behind the lead, and he's a defenseman.
Yeah, I mean, the change in the way that the team plays from the past couple of years has been so noticeable. I think everybody's just like, where did this come from all of a sudden? And they're like losing games. I mean, they beat the Avs this year, like, and it was just, it was a good win.
And their win against Minnesota that I watched the other night was a solid win too. Like, they're able to keep that like high horsepower team in check the whole game and still score on them. And like,
Yeah,
that's another thing too, is I feel like this team and this fan base have been waiting for a full healthy season from Matt Barzal. He's supposed to be the face of the franchise guy this whole time. And here he is. He's playing super well. Like, this is what this team asked for. Like, they have depth. I think the Drouin signing was super underrated. Like, what a depth goal scorer that you could have
Yeah.
added.
What the hell? Like, where was that when you played for Colorado, dude? Like, come on.
Hey, he fits this team better. He truly does fit
Yeah.
this team better.
Yeah.
And
It's
to
actually, it's funny because
clarify,
like yeah, I was to say he does play really well with that team. Like they, the way that the team plays, he does fit there more. So I'm not salty about that. I'm just kidding.
but no, I mean, seriously, this team has like blown me away. I can't believe how good the Islanders are. And I cannot wait to see them in the playoffs. And a lot of people forget they're not too far removed from the playoffs. They made it 2 years ago. Like, this was never a bad team. They had one bad year last year, and they're trying to put it back together. This is another team that's like, definitely older than the Montreal roster, but like kind of the same feeling as Montreal. Like, they are building something special, and it's because they have Matthew Schaefer to build around.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this is now is the time to capitalize on Carolina being down. What's his name?
Yeah, Kochekov.
Kochekov. Yeah. We were already kind of iffy on their goaltending this year. Now, they're even more rough shape right now. So teams should capitalize. Like, there's a chance, like, to push them out of first place.
They're 4 points behind Carolina, but even with Kochekov being out, Bussy's stepped up. Like, we have to give Mike Bussy some credit here. Like, Carolina's been playing really well. They put a whooping on my Stars the other night. That sucked to see, but Carolina's still racking up points here. They beat the Kraken, beat the Ducks, beat the Stars. They got 3 wins in a row. They're playing well against Western Conference teams here. Yeah, I mean, they're not completely a tough team to dethrone. They can be dethroned, but we have to give Carolina credit. They have sat in that number 1 spot for a couple weeks now. Then we got Philly. Philly and New York, the Islanders, both teams have stayed in this top 3 for a while. Okay, they've been very competitive, and that, Philly moved up because of a struggling Washington team. Washington has, Tom Wilson's been out of the lineup, and he's their top goal scorer this year. So that was a big hit for them.
I mean, Washington, even with like Logan Thompson holding it down for them, like actually helping them stay in it a little bit. Yeah, they've missed their scoring depth as well. I mean, they still have a huge differential on the season, but it's definitely dropped off.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, Philly, they're a sneaky team, man. Like
They are.
they're holding their own against these guys that everybody counts them out because they're just like the second team in what's it called?
Their
But they're
roster doesn't really have anybody like notable on it. Like, yeah, Michkov and Zegras and Dvorak just got his money. Congrats
yeah.
to him. But like, sneaky power play, sneaky defense, and everybody thought this goaltending was going to be horrendous, like it was last year. But Vladar has played well, and Erson too. Like, both of these guys, like, I'm still astounded that Philly is in the position that they're in.
I would say I think they're in the same position and like the same kind of boat as San Jose. Like, the chemistry from their lines and their players has been insane, and just watching them play, like, their passing is just like perfect.
It's good hockey.
I
Good
love
hockey.
good passing.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so
You get
like
to see it all the time.
so fun to watch. I didn't want you brought that up, not me. I didn't say it. It wasn't me. Colorado knows how to pass the puck. That's for sure. And not
Yeah.
the couple games that they lost, like the regulation, like the games that they lost in regulation where they seriously lost.
Mm.
Their passing was off. Like, you can tell. Like, you can watch the game and watch how you're like, damn, like this is it. But no,
All right, so
I
real
love me some
quick,
passing.
with this. So with the playoffs, how they are right now, who would win in that series? Would it be the Islanders or would it be Philly? That's a close series. That one's tough to call. That's like a coin flip. I would go New York.
I would also say New York because they're better defensively.
That's fair.
I think it's going to be. I think that matchup would be a like kind of like what I said before, like an offensive slugfest, like just a back and forth and back and forth. But I think that New York would be able to just defend a little bit better. Also, they have the better goaltending. Sorokin is a much better goalie than.
And Riddick has been a great backup. David Riddick, man.
Yeah. So I mean, that's really, it's entirely a defensive thing that would keep them in there. But
Yeah.
again, that's kind of going back to their core a little bit, their roots in a way. They, even though they have changed and become a much more offensive team, they haven't let up defensively.
Defense is still
They
there.
just, yeah, they've just kind of turned up the offense a little bit, and
Ryan
it
Poole,
really is.
super underrated defenseman.
Yeah, it's really just because they've gotten more aggressive in their play.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't
Yeah.
shoot and they don't, like, they were always like, they had guys that could score, and they are very talented on that. They just always played defense first, versus now they're like, let the offensive guys like go to work, like let them be
Yeah.
aggressive, and it's paid off. So yeah, I mean,
This
the rest of the
Eastern Conference,
Metro, I would say the rest of the Metro is, like you said, it's kind of loosening up a little bit. You're starting to see a little bit more of a drop towards the bottom versus what we saw the rest of the season
I'll
so
be
far. But
honest, I think Columbus and the Rangers, I think we could take them out of the playoff picture. It's starting to, clock's running out.
dude, if I was a like a New York fan, dude, I would not be like, if I was a New York like season ticket holder, I would not be happy.
Now, Rangers have seriously fallen apart. It is getting bad. And what we talked about last week, it's management, it's coaching. Sullivan is not the guy. Like, yeah, and that's why I'm so scared for Team USA. Like, are we going to lose to Finland now? Like, is Mike Sullivan going to make poor decisions? Like, I don't know. But, and then Columbus, like, oh, I hate to say it, but they lost their spark a little bit. There's no more playing for Johnny Gaudreau anymore. Rest in peace, Johnny Gaudreau. But like, trauma could bring a team together, it could tear them apart, brought them together. I think this group has kind of lost their spark a little bit. I like the roster, but it's just kind of time maybe to retool a little bit next season. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just been kind of not that, yeah, it's hard to describe, because like I still think that like, they've looked like, that's what's weird about hockey sometimes. Like, you watch these teams play, and you're like, man, this team looks good, and then they lose these games. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of guys. I think it's more so like I get kind of distracted by some of the players on these teams that I forget to look
yeah,
at the team as a whole, and
yeah.
that's where we run into it. Like,
Zach Werenski is not the Columbus Blue Jackets. He is a member of the Columbus Blue
well,
Jackets.
and that's the thing too. Like, also, like, he's good, but is he getting the same kind of thing I've talked about in the previous episodes of the Eric Carlson kind of thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
San Jose? He shines because the rest of the team doesn't.
True. Somebody's got to be the point leader. Somebody's got
So
to score points, score goals.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Eastern Conference definitely opening up a little more, starting to be a bigger gap. Think that was kind of expected as the season went on, but that's the league right now. Y'all, we thank you for listening. Seriously, thank you for all the engagement. Thank you for everything. It's been a blast. We have such a fun time coming to you every Sunday night recording these episodes. Be on the lookout. We have another bonus episode that we'll be releasing as well. Finland, Sweden episode. Check that out. That will be our last pre-Olympics coverage before we go into the break. Yeah, can't wait to see how things unfold by the end of this week.
yeah. I will say, keep an eye out on the Instagram. I am not going to be as busy this week, so I will be more active on Instagram.
Help us build the Instagram, y'all.
Yeah, yeah. I just love the, I like the interaction, like on regular posts and stuff. Yeah, like in the hockey community as a whole. But yeah, guys, like, let's get some stuff going in the Instagram. Leaving some comments other than calling me out for being an Avs fan or whatever. But no,
Made this
but
comment by Upton.
yeah, no, but that's why I like the TikTok too. It's like, just seeing all the interaction between everybody on the TikTok is awesome. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's a good. But keep an eye out for those two episodes, the two more bonus episodes, and keep an eye on the Instagram. I'll be a lot more active on there this week for sure. But yeah, good talking about hockey this week.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We will see you in the next one.
See ya.